From hotspots to hidden gems, this is your guide to all things local as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month the LA Unscripted way. Trailblazers, change makers, legends, and our neighbors. Welcome to LA Unscripted. I'm Dana Devin, and we are going off script for Hispanic Heritage Month with a half hour dedicated to some of our favorite American Latino local finds and the stories that make them so special. First up, it's a stop in City Terrace, where a husband-wife duo is providing goods and good vibes in their beloved tiendita. Loosely translated, that means mini market or corner store.
$5.50.
Sarah's Market is a tiendita that is known here in City Terrace. It's your typical mom and pop shop. It's where you come and get all your local goods, and it's accessible to everybody in the community. Gracias. Hi, I'm Sarah Valdez.
Hi, I'm Steven Valdez.
And we're the owners of Sarah's Market. So in total, I believe we have a little bit over 300 products.
Sarah's Market carries curated items that we've selected or they've reached out to us from restaurants all over LA, people that we've bonded, formed friendships with, that now we carry all their products from pizzas, tortillas.
These tortillas are called caramelo. There's one that's made with pork fat. We have another one that's made with avocado oil. So we have the Choriman Chorizo, which they're located in San Pedro. We carry their maple habanero chorizo, their red chicken chorizo. So the history behind Sarah's Market is, it's been in my family for over 60 years. It first belonged to my great uncle, Pedro Martinez. When he had it, it was called Hilda's Market, which was his daughter. So they ran it for about maybe 30 years or so. Then they passed it down to my mom and dad, which then they renamed it Sarah's Market. I grew up in the store. When I was in elementary school, my job was to charge the chips at the time at the door. But my parents ran it for about another 30 years or so. Being in this neighborhood for so long, not only does it mean home, it also means unity, just because we're so united with everybody here.
We're very community oriented because these are the people that help us survive every day. Even during the pandemic, when things were weird, we had to keep our store stocked to be able to provide for our community. We sold one item per person, like the water, the toilet paper, when that was going on. People from out of town kept trying to buy us out, but we're like, no, we need our community to stay afloat and we need to provide for them.
Being Mexican-owned, Latin-owned business owners, myself, I feel a sense of pride just because for many years, we felt like we've been at the bottom. But I have always said this, as long as we come up and succeed, it's not just us, but it's my community, it's my neighborhood that is coming up with us.
We are trying to be here now and forever so we can provide these services for not just the kids that we see go to school now in elementary school, but the kids that we see going to high school now. So that's what Sarah's Market is, just a staple to be here for a while.
Now a trip to Baldwin Park for a feast and a fiesta. If you watch our show, you know we love viewer suggestions. And today we're in Baldwin Park because of Annie B's suggestion she sent to us on Instagram. It says, "Hello, LA Unscripted. Your show is our favorite. We live in Baldwin Park, very little town. One of our favorite spots is La Cosecha, which is a very good spot for happy hour and just getting together with friends and family. I want people to know our little city."
La cosecha means the harvest. It's the farm workers, it's the people that bring the food, that grow the food, and therefore we're able to eat that food, right? Because now it's been harvested. So for us, La cosecha is giving homage back to those who helped us eat what's in front of us.
Look at this spread right here. This covers breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner. It melts in your mouth. It is so good. Oh, how can every dish be as good as the next?
La Cosecha is a Mexican bistro in Baldwin Park, California. So our original idea was we want to make the best breakfast in town. Talking it over with our chef and going over our recipes, we decided to say, hey man, let's do dinner.
Okay, I'm sitting in their main booth and it says, La cosecha de mujeres nunca se acaba, which loosely translates to a woman's work is never done. And my work is eating.
So these are called chilaquiles divorciados, divorced. So you have green and you have red. And in the middle you have a piece of steak, and it comes with potatoes, beans, and egg.
I know I say this stuff like this all the time, but without a doubt, 100%, if I had an award to give, I would give it to you right now for the best chilaquiles ever in the history of the world.
Some of these recipes are from a very known Welsh chef. Some of them are our own. Some of them are my mom's. These are quesadillas.
This is your mother's recipe.
Yes. Her dream was always to own a restaurant.
Okay.
So growing up, she loves to cook. Before she left to work, she would get up hours before, leave food ready for us for breakfast and lunch. She would even cook for her coworkers. She actually would sell burritos and gorditas. That was her trying to achieve her dream as being a restaurateur, you could say.
So is it kind of symbolic that you guys wanted to open a restaurant here in this area?
Most definitely. When we picked this restaurant, growing up in the San Gabriel Valley in La Puente, we definitely wanted to bring something back to home because it's still home.
Whoa, what in the world? Oh, this is like a celebration. What is happening? I am dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. What is this?
So this is our mimosa tower.
I have never seen a French toast like this. As I dig into this, I have to say, thank you so much to our viewer, Annie B, who sent us here, because I have to say, it has been worth every calorie, every bite. Oh, we are so grateful. Cheers. Thank you. Love you, Annie B. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming out.
From shaking hips to shaking hydraulics, if you live in LA, chances are you've seen lowriders cruising the city streets, but the intricately customized cars hold much deeper meaning beyond their elaborate exteriors, and it's not just men behind the mechanics. Now, fasten your seatbelts because you're about to roll into the world of local Chicano lowriders.
For me, it's telling the story of just Chicano lowriding. There's so many different elements that come into play. I'm Jacqueline Valenzuela. I'm a Chicana, a lowrider, and a fine artist, and I'm gonna reveal how art and lowriding intersects. I do work in a body shop, but I have an art studio inside a body shop. So this is Stephanie, works full-time. She's a mom, still finds time to be in the car community. I never knew I could be an artist. I kind of applied to school because I was forced to. So I decided to go to art school. Now, it's been 4 years since I graduated, and I've completely delved into my art practice. Lowriding is more about the person, and then the car is an extension of that person. And I never saw the lowriding influencing it or that it would become so intermeshed, but it very much did. As soon as I got my car, I started to realize that there were stories around that were just being brought to my attention that I wouldn't have known otherwise, and I felt the need to document them in some way. And I knew my art was the way to do that. And I've painted her or her car about 3 times. This is the 3rd time. She comes from a whole family of lowriders.
My dad gave me a '69 hardtop Impala, and that was my first car I actually started working on hands-on, completely hands-on.
The nails, the fashion. I really highlight the women within the community. It's a male-dominated community. So when you're in these spaces, sometimes you're not taken seriously. So you have to kind of prove yourself. You're like, no, I work on my car. I know how to do this and that. And every woman I was talking to had the exact same experience.
Over the last 7, 8 years, it's really just snowballed into an effect of more women. They start seeing more families that are doing it together, like mother, daughter, father, son, grandchild.
In in the early 60s, 70s, there were all girls car clubs. They were always there. It's inspiring to see other women doing that because it is, like I said, such a male-dominated space, but the women are doing the exact same thing that the men are. I think sometimes even more.
As far as the culture and the lowriding going together, that's exactly where Jackie comes in at. She has found a way to bridge the two communities, the art culture community and photography and the lowriding community. By her inspirations and the paintings that she's done has just brought everything together.
This is Ashley. She owns an El Camino. I like kind of building a dialogue between the two that the fine art world can see, oh, there's artistry in lowriding. These cars and this community, they're really an escape, I think, from that harsh lifestyle. It's a way for someone to pour all their passions into something. Hey, these people are regular people. They just have really crazy cars.
Stories like Jacqueline's are reminders of why I love our city and the people in it. And we are putting the pedal to the metal with a super special lowrider themed episode coming soon with even more wheels and lowrider legends. You won't want to miss it. But for now, we've still got plenty of gas in the tank and a lot more places to visit. LA Unscripted will be right back. Welcome back to LA Unscripted. I'm Dana Devin. Observed every year from September 15th to October 15th, Hispanic Heritage Month recognizes the culture and contributions of American Latinos and Latinx communities. Now meet one entrepreneur who is cobbling together his empire one shoe at a time.
Okay, George, so how long does it take to make one pair of shoes?
Well, it depends. I would say the easiest shoe to make is probably 7 hours, and some of our footwear require up to 30 or 40 hours.
They say shoemaking is a lost art, but not for shoe and accessory designer George Escobar, who's made some custom shoes for some of your favorite stars like this guy. You've done some great collaborations, but you've also done shoes for some big names who've got some big feet.
I mean, those were used when LeBron James got married and we made some loafers. This is DeAndre.
Another NBA player.
Champion.
This one's got some tiny feet. Look at this. Emma Stone. Hey, Madonna. Did I say 5.5? I know this guy. Hey, Tyson.
And then this was Yao Ming's. Look at this.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was the big one. Oh, this one's kind of fun.
Brittany Griner.
I used to be into vintage, like the whole punk rockabilly scene here in Orange County in LA. And I used to buy vintage shoes. The problem with vintage shoes, I'm a size 10, nothing quite fit. I finally found a gentleman in the city of Commerce, and we ended up, it kind of just took off. He made me one pair, and we made 2,500 pairs of shoes in 2 years. And if you can think of the musicians that we made shoes for, it's crazy. So the hot pink bubblegum boots for Gwen Stefani, we made those out of the garage. The band Lit, where Pamela Anderson eats the band and spits out the shoe, that's my shoe that we made out of a garage. And then it just kind of kept going from there. So this is our leather, and this is where it all starts. So over the years, I just became that guy who people call on for something a little bit fun and cool and different. From the musicians to athletes and then back to musicians. In 2009, I was part of the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund, and I was one of the finalists. I didn't win, but I think I won. So Janelle Monáe was my muse. She shows up in New York, and she's wearing this white tuxedo. She got to choose her shoes, and we just kind of hit it off from there. And that's kind of what changed the whole brand, the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund, and then having people like Janelle wear my shoes, and then made more boots for Gwen, and it just kept kind of growing from there. We've been doing collaborations over the years. I love working with other brands. I did a collaboration, part of the Fashion Fund. I did a collaboration with Chloe in Paris, Tommy Hilfiger. I worked for Tumi as the creative director, which really wasn't a collaboration. Nick Fouquet, I've worked with him. And I have other collaborations. The Beverly Hills Hotel, I've been collaborating with for about 6 or 7 years now.
So you redid this design though.
The pattern is, I reworked the pattern.
Yeah.
It's not the traditional Beverly Hills pattern.
Yeah.
It's been really difficult finding people, really, really hard, skilled technicians, artisans to grow the brand. But at the same time, it's been amazing because the people that wear our product, it's an honor.
See, from head to toe, we've got you covered. But don't step away just yet. LA Unscripted's Hispanic Heritage Month celebration continues right after the break. From East to West LA, we've been sharing all our favorite local Latino-owned spots. And along the way, we discovered a unique gift shop on wheels. It's a big neighborhood favorite, and you're about to see why.
Hi, my name is Alex Miguel, and I'm here to reveal how I bring Oaxaca to LA. Everything right here is from Oaxaca. Saturdays I come out with my alebrije. So with my truck I can move around. Wherever I want to go, I just parking, open the doors, and people come to me. Alebrije is owned by a family, 2 boys and 1 girl, and my wife, she's from Indiana. She supports me, helping me. Alebrijes, typical clothes that my mom made. This one is in different villages. This one my mom can make. But we buy this one for helping families there too. These textiles coming from Teotitlán del Valle. It's a different village, made with hair, cotton, and animal hair. These items is very special because it's making with hands and feelings. Everything inside my truck is made by family and friends. This one is the more nice one I have right now. Alebrijes is a mystical animal. The alebrije is coming from Jimenez family in Mexico City. They start making with paper, but the Oaxaca adopted. So now it's all the alebrijes with wood, all is handmade. Everything I do is for family. Family here and family in Mexico.
From folk art to face art, I mean makeup. We already love this local cosmetics brand, but when we got to meet the jefa in charge, that means boss in Spanish, let's just say our hearts melted over her story.
Melt Cosmetics is for anybody. Anybody that wants to play with color, anybody that wants to feel young. So it could be any age, any sex, any race, anything. We make it inclusive for everybody. My name is Laura Arellano, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Melt Cosmetics. I was named in the top 100 Latina powerhouses, and that's mind-blowing because I don't realize how many people have eyes on what I'm doing. I have to pinch myself every day. Growing up, I grew up in the Valley, in San Fernando Valley, Pacoima to be exact. And I was always very artistic growing up. I fell in love with makeup around the time that I was in high school when I found the book of Kevin Aquan, Making Faces. And I saw the transformation, how he can turn somebody into a completely different character, and I thought that was so cool. It was amazing to me, and it made me really kind of dive into the world of makeup. When I wasn't allowed to wear makeup back when I was like 15, I used to come to school and like pinch my cheeks because that's like the old school way of wearing blush without actually wearing blush. When I first started doing makeup, I started working for a counter at Nordstrom. I actually worked for a brand that had a huge range of colors for skin tones. At the time, I felt like what was missing was boldly colored lipsticks in a true matte formula. And they just weren't pigmented enough. So that's kind of how me and my business partner sparked up the idea one day, is that we both felt there was something missing in the cosmetics industry. We started with the thought of lipsticks, and that's what really made my company take off. Now I'm gonna take a brown lip liner.
Oh!
Don't be intimidated by it. I swear it'll work out.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna line just around the outside. One of our biggest, most successful collections that we've had to date was our Amor Eterno collection. Everything that we made, from the gel liners to the lipsticks to the eyeshadow palettes, had some kind of story behind it from my cultural roots. Some of the colors that I remember seeing from my childhood whenever I would go to trips to Mexico. We used to go to trips to Mexico every year with my family to Michoacan.
When you see like young girls, like Latina girls, and when they come up to you and they look at you, like, what does that mean to you? That you're probably inspiring a whole generation.
I can't believe I'm a role model to people. And I didn't really realize I was a role model to people until my niece actually moved in with me a few years ago. She was maybe 15 years old, and I'm sorry, I don't want to get all choked up because I talk about her. Before she lived with me, she wasn't doing that great in school, and once she saw me and at the time my struggles as a single mom, she also saw my successes and how hard life was at certain points, so she really wanted to turn it around. She got a full ride scholarship to her university of her dreams, and she's gonna be a doctor. Just go do what you want to do, because you have no idea how much you can accomplish if you really give it your all. Like everything you got, you can do anything in this world.
Oh my God, Laura and Dana, we love you so much, and we love Melt Cosmetics. Thank you. Hispanic Heritage Month may be a 30-day celebration, but we encourage you to explore, discover, and find new favorites in our city every day. And then let us know about them, because you never know where we'll end up next. Thank you for going off script with us. Good night, everyone. Mwah!